Hello and welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in for the shows. Tell us please where are you tuning in from? And today we have a very special guest. She is an expert in fitness and fitness consultant. She has been working as a nurse before, and she's always has been on the line of helping the people to be fit and healthy. So please welcome Debbi Mouradjian. Debbi, how are you doing? And we have here a surprise guest with Debbi, also her daughter Paulina. How are you doing both?
Hi, how are you, Ahmed? Good, how are you?
So nice to meet you both, of course. And Paulina, of course, is the marketing director for Debbi and the right arm.
And laugh
So
too.
she must be in with her. Yes. So nice to meet you both.
Yes, as well, for sure. Good to see you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
It's welcome. It's a real pleasure, and we have Ahmed Hassan joining us from
Hi,
Egypt.
Ahmed.
Thank you, Ahmed. Didier also is joining us. Didier Mel, he's joining us from Cote d'Ivoire. Mel, how are you? Maria from Cuba. Hello.
Hi, hola Maria.
Oh, Ahmed Musa from Egypt, a friend, also supply chain
Hi,
professional.
Ahmed.
How are you, Ahmed? So let's start with the question. Tell us about you're being a trainer for a long time, and tell us, do you get like questions? Does a trainer has to be super ripped or use like any like supplements or something? And do you get this kind of question from your clients? And tell us about this.
Okay, yes, definitely. There are a lot of super fit, super ripped trainers. My journey started quite the opposite. I always struggled with my weight, and I actually still do. And so I found myself always trying to lose weight, and I finally accomplished that. In my, I lost 50 pounds on my own, and
Wow. Amazing.
yeah, and then I hired a trainer who is, the world famous Timea Majorova. She helped me a lot. She helped me
Wow.
lose the last 25 pounds, and
Amazing.
and so actually, I was ready to hand out her card, and people in my community, and they said, I kind of relate to you, Debbi. Would you work out with me? So after that, I went and got certified and got all of the extra education required. And so I started training people, and I found that a lot of them had type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and all of that. And a lot of this was managed because of just exercising and eating better.
I think, yeah, especially the diet is very important. What I hear is the diet is like 60 to 70%, and then the exercising is 20 to 30% of the story. I had lost weight before, but not like you. Like I lost like maybe 10 kgs or something, and I was training really hard for 2 3 years back, and I was in a good form, but yeah, it's great to hear from you this story, and it must have been really challenging to lose weight and at the same time training people. Amazing story.
My clients keep me inspired, and it's just wonderful. And one of the things that happened is I worked in geriatric nursing, and then I worked in adult nursing. I had, a taste of all of it, but I was able to start training seniors with dementia, and I found out how important the diet is with, types of dementia like Alzheimer's and Lewy body and Parkinson's type dementias. And so it's just so helpful on so many levels, diet and exercise.
It's great to see you helping a lot of people and providing your services to people and who's having this kind of disease. It's a great experience, really.
It's the most wonderful feeling. Like people say, what would you do and not get paid for it? Well, that would be one of the things. And I've even gone to underserved communities and volunteered to have programs, and it's just so rewarding to see people respond to these kind of modalities. It's something that seems it's really natural and that you would want to do, but not think that it means so much, in today's world. So, yeah. And people are living longer too, they're projected centenarians that are going to be, that's going to become the norm, they say, and, decades to come. So it's so important to stay healthy and have that self-efficacy.
Yes, stay healthy and fit, and it was a really struggle during the pandemic. I've seen a lot of people struggled with their weight during the pandemic, especially.
Yeah, myself included, and it slowed down. And, because my first job now as a trainer, although I use my nursing background, and I was willing to go out on the front lines. And so they said, you need refresher courses. And I said, absolutely. Even though I use it with my stroke patients and all kind of patients, because most of my clients are on 6, 7, 8 medications. And by the time that ended, then my clients started coming out of quarantine. And so I found myself back to business and doing that.
Great. We have a lot of messages coming in. So Osama is sending his regards. Osama Zaid Bashir. Hi, Osama.
Hi, nice to see you.
We have also Mohammed Hamid from Egypt. 25 years experience of being diabetic type A. What's your advice to Mohammed to stay fit? Mohammed was ex-colleague of mine, and actually he's fit. He used to I think cycle a lot. What's your advice to him?
Mohammed. Now, is that type A? Does he mean type 1 diabetes, where it's the one that you need the insulin for life? I think is what we're talking about. Yeah, what I deal with is more of the type 2, where a lot of that is diet and lifestyle. Type 1 is kind of genetic, where there's cells in the pancreas, the beta cells, they're just not producing the insulin at all. And it's usually something that, where insulin is required outside. Type 2 diabetes, the insulin a lot of times is being produced at first because there's so much sugar. And then the insulin sort of slows down because it can't keep up with shoving the sugar into the cells where it's supposed to live. So it sounds like he's with his cycling, Mohammed, you're doing stellar and maintaining that. I find a lot of type 1 diabetic patients or clients, they do a really great job of maintaining their blood sugar because they have to, because it can fluctuate easily if not cared for. So it's wonderful. I would love to know more about your cycling history, Mohammed. Isn't that great?
Yes, great.
Wonderful. I learn from my clients too. Some of my 100-year-old clients have a lot to teach me, and I'm willing to learn, and I love
great,
learning.
Yes. always be learning. Yes, that's what we always say.
For sure.
Olga also sending her regards, one of our show favorites. How are you, Olga?
Nice to
Muhammad
meet you.
Tolba from UAE is saying positivity. What positivity? Yes.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Maria is saying it's great to lose weight by ourselves, but absolutely you need a guide, someone to take us to the right way. Totally agree.
That's right, Maria. Accountability is so important. That's why, when I get a little off kilter, I go back and see my trainer, Timea, and boy, I get on track fast with her. We love Timea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need an accountability partner. I stopped training because I think I didn't have a partner at the end of the day. I think you feel like lazy, or you feel like bored somehow when you go to the gym daily alone. So yes, partner is needed. Yeah, tell me.
And I watch other trainers on LinkedIn, like Holly Smith. I'll watch her and I want to go out and run around.
Yeah.
A few miles.
She's amazing. She's amazing. Yeah, shout out to Holly. Yeah, she's amazing trainer.
And Peter Norton, all the Australians, they come up on my feed and I'm ready to go. Always inspired.
Totally.
Yeah, but that was a great point, Maria. And what did you want to say, Paulina?
Oh, I was just saying she helps me stay in check too.
Yeah, Paulina's in good shape. One of the things that my
Great.
parents did when I was young is they had the Clean Your Plate Club, and I loved them to death, rest their souls. But they that's the way they were raised. They were really young, clean your plate, and they ate a lot, and so that's part of my how it started. So with Paulina, I said, if you're full, you put it back in the refrigerator, and it's always there waiting for you later. So she was always able to be slender, or a healthy weight, I should say.
Perfect, Paulina. It's very good. You have the coach on your side and to keep you fit. That's great.
I know, right? So lucky.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Pragmata from India saying to be an effective leader also, it's very critical to stay fit and active with high energy. I totally agree with the Pragmata. Sometimes we get lost as an entrepreneur as someone working from 9 to 5 and forget about our health and maintaining our energy. I totally agree with him.
Exactly, Preg. I just did a post on that because all of my clients were doing so well. I was putting in, 14-hour days over a long period of time. And then I noticed, what do I look like? Terrible. And so I've had to rein it in and start another transformation because everybody's inclined to setbacks. And so that's an excellent point. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, Mohammed is saying yes, it's type 1, and he's saying my pleasure. He's happy with what we said about his cycling and all that. Mohammed is a great friend. Thank you, Mohammed, for joining us.
Thank you, Mohammed. Keep up the great.
Keep it up, Mohammed. Ahmed Musa, we have a question here from Ahmed Musa. He's saying he's a bit lazy. Is it possible to lose weight without workout? What do you think about that?
It is possible. A lot of people do it through diet and diet only, but I find that at some point it kind of stops working. And, the thing with exercise is some of the organs respond very well to exercise and that blood circulation because of all the veins and arteries, capillaries, the arterioles, venules, and all of that. That circulation helps the organs to stay nourished, and it gives that nutrition, and so I think some of the time that is, but a lot of trainers will say, surely you can lose weight with just a diet. But,
yeah, I think so. But I think if you can walk even 30 minutes or something a day, it would be great.
And one of the things too, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, I'm just saying just giving my opinion. Yeah, go ahead. You're the expert here.
So when you were training, Ahmed, did you find that it helped you feel better mentally?
Yes, totally. It helped me feel better a lot, even if in confidence, your mental health, everything. I was totally different during training, and I maintained a healthy diet also. I did not eat in the evening. I just stopped eating at 6 or 7. And then suddenly I found myself burning and losing weight very quickly.
Yeah, good for you. That's wonderful. And I think I remember you became a pescatarian. Did I say that right?
Yes,
we were talking about vegetarian.
Yes, right. Yeah, you have a very good memory. Yes, true.
Yeah. So and those changes like that, those little changes, what we seemingly think are little, add up to big results, and oftentimes,
Yes, exactly. We have Ahmed Khalil here joining us also from Canada, I believe. Ahmed, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
From Canada. Wow.
That's awesome.
Beautiful country up there. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Ahmed. Pragmata saying one should have control on diet and also routine of exercise like walking and running. Yeah, I just said that, Prag. You're totally right. I think a routine of exercise, as you said, it's good for mental health also. Right?
It really is. I've seen people, modulate their anxiety, depression, and there's hormones that are released in the brain with serotonin, and it kind of helps a lot of those functions there in the brain, and just the respiration. When your heart starts beating faster, all of the oxygen, it just changes, and it's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Yes.
That's great. Appreciate your
Thank you, Brad.
valuable.
Thank you. So, is there a prevalence or some kind of relation between having hypertension, high cholesterol, and having overweight and all these kind of high triglycerides and all that? Is there a direct relation of being overweight, and how can we overcome this?
Yes, I find that there is. Now, some of these conditions will be genetic, like familial hypercholesterolemia, but some come solely from diet. And I find I have found giving a log, like I believe Maria said earlier about accountability.
Yeah.
I said, here's a blood sugar log. They'll take their own blood sugar, but they'll write it down, and I'll measure their blood pressure for them, and I'll give them that log. And a lot of times they'll take it to their physician, and it'll become a permanent part of their chart. And just having that accountability and seeing their numbers improve along with the scale weight has been really advantageous. I also check blood pressures for my senior clients, because some of them are taking too many meds, or some of them forget that they took a medicine earlier and take it again. So they get very low blood pressure. So I ask their families to take that along with them, and it helps them to prevent falls from that lower blood pressure. So yes, but there is a prevalence. I believe type 2 diabetes has tripled since the 1980s, especially in children. We're seeing it more and more in children, what we call comorbidities. A lot of them do have high blood pressure, and it just it wreaks havoc. And I know you're in the pharmaceutical business, so I know you know about all of this. But that endothelial lining within the veins and arteries and all, it really just gets torn up, and so it can be turned around. I've even seen people go off of their medication, off of their insulin pumps altogether, if they can manage the diet through type 2 diabetes. The triglycerides go down, the good cholesterol, elevates, and the LDL goes down. So it's wonderful to see.
Yes, it's great. It's great to see that through diet. Yeah, so it really confirms that diet is very important. I think as we said, it comes number one before even exercising, is that you have the right diet. And it's really scary that you're saying the numbers are high with children. I think this is because of malnutrition, or I don't know if processed food plays a role in that, and people going away from like natural food and all that.
Absolutely. And I believe, back in the, what was it, around the 2000s, when our Surgeon General was Dr. Cardona, he said that what is the biggest national threat to America, the biggest global threat to America was obesity. And that was the Surgeon General. So that was Dr. Carmona. Excuse me, I said his name incorrectly. And that was really interesting. I did some research on that, and also it changes the brain when we eat processed foods. That's a very excellent point. And there's a part of the brain called the nucleus accumbens. It's the addiction center, and that totally gets remapped and changed. And the more sugar and processed foods, salts, fats, and sugars, what they call hyperpalatables, the more you eat, it's like a drug effect, the more you want. And that will exacerbate, the weight gain. I mean, I fell into that. I'm not a drinker.
I think it's a kind of addiction, as far as I saw also movies before, like sugar, salt. It's addiction like smoking, like drinking. I believe so, and it's not easy to overcome it.
No, I still fight it, and if you're
Yes.
raised with it, my grandma was 106 pounds and she loved to
Yeah.
bake. She was
Yeah.
involved in the community. She would bake and cakes and all that. She'd have some here, baby doll. And she was a Southern lady and she goes out, and she just,
Yes.
and I grew up around all that. So
Yes, it's very tempting. I know. Yeah, I know that feeling. And sweets we have here, Arabian sweets. It's very tempting also. So
right,
I can
right.
understand.
It's like like some doctors have coined it or likened it to be like drugs, actually, and yeah, I can see
Yes,
that parallel. Yeah.
totally. Let's take some of our friends here, Type G's, joining from UAE. Great to see both of you. Thank you, Type
Hi.
G.
Hello.
Nice to
John
see
or
you.
Pamela, staying an early morning walk clears the head for me. I
Yes,
agree.
John.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
For
That's
sure.
amazing.
Yes, absolutely. That's a
Yeah, just saying again, because of work, stress, and busy life, people not care for exercise. Yeah, I think that sticks to our next question. What's your opinion, and how do you like give advice to people who wanna lose weight and are having stress and all that?
I think the biggest thing is to carve out a schedule is what I have found. That's what my big problem was when I was a nurse. I would work 16.5-hour days. They would have me
Wow.
coming in on my days off. And, you see a lot of things that happen. And, the last thing you want to do is go and exercise. A lot of times I
Yes.
wouldn't eat during the day and I'd eat at night like 10
Yeah,
times
that's
the
the
amount.
problem. Yeah.
So I had to at some point say I have to put myself first because I'm not going to be here for anybody else. And that was one of the
Yes.
things, is to really map out a time and just stick to it. And it was very hard at first, but then it became a routine. And I asked my other nurses to help me, don't tempt me with the beautiful
Exactly.
Filipino palaba, or the Filipino pancit and
Yeah.
all of those goodies they would try to give me.
Yes.
And
I
so,
do understand.
calling upon people to help you, to me was a great support. And I remember Paulina was little, and I said, let's make out a chart. We'll have
Yeah.
calories, fats, carbs, and proteins. So she's been learning about macronutrients from a young age.
Amazing. Amazing. I think, yeah, you need the persistence and the consistency to start, and the routine, like you said, the daily routine. And what I noticed, like it take 21 days to build a habit, and I totally believe in that. If you go for 21 days in a special diet or start to exercising, it will be normal for you.
Yeah, and is that how did yours get easier as you
Yeah, by time.
gradually built up
Yeah,
to it? Yeah. And then you
yeah, by
look
time.
forward.
Yes, yes. And I was even like between two or three things that I'm eating or so. I don't think that's right, but I was like having a routine even in what I'm eating. So I'm eating like always tuna or always salad or things like that. So, but it worked for me well.
Right. And finding what works. Some trainers have real regimented things they want you to do. You have to work out at 5:30 a.m. You have to drink this
Yeah,
amount of water. You have
yeah,
to.
and water. Yes,
But when people say you have to, a lot of times, that adds stress. So when I said, what
yes,
is your best time of day for you to work out? It doesn't matter if it's day or night or afternoon. It's when you can work it in, and when
yes.
you can drink the water. And I always let my clients design their menus, because if I tell them it's
Great.
not coming from them, we work together collaboratively, and they stick to it. I've seen
Amazing.
people lose amazing amounts of weight, and they look so good and they feel good, and I'm so happy for them. It's the
Amazing.
best
Yes,
feeling.
so
Yeah.
satisfying. It's the best feeling to have satisfied clients and that they are collaborating with you. You're not like forcing them to do something, and you feel like enjoying it, and you feel like satisfied, and you feel like you're passionate about it. And every day you want to go to the gym, you want to exercise, you're happy about it. I know this feeling. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And you get excited to go exercise because your body likes it, and it's regulating all of your hormones in a different way too. So that's another thing. Hi.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, Sarwar. Hussein. Yes.
Arwar, hi.
How
How
are
are
you?
you?
Saying great to see the top leader in action. Yes, Debbi is the top leader. Thank you, Sarwar.
Thank you, Sarwar. You're very kind.
You are.
Well, thank you. I'm always humbled. I think my clients have taught me a lot. And when I have an older client that used to fall down, I had one lady, she looked at me and she goes, "I didn't fall down this week. You just feel so good." I'm like, yes, that's wonderful, Ethel. I mean, I just love them.
Yes, Maria is active today. Thank you, Maria, for your participation. Yes, say the key to weight loss is to consume fewer calories than you burn. Being this COVID times at home make the process of burning calories much more difficult.
I agree, Maria. I agree. You know what I started doing? I started doing some floor work because out here in California, Governor Newsom had, mandated the mask and the stay-at-home policy.
Yeah.
And so I started doing some floor work. Paulina grabbed the hula hoops and,
Yeah.
we were doing jumping jacks
Jump rope.
Great.
jump rope. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hi.
tough also. Hi, Shadi is joining us from Egypt. Hi, Shadi.
Hi,
Thank you
buddy.
for
Nice to
Hello.
meet you.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's tough, especially if you're used to a special routine or going to the gym, then moving to training at home. It's hard to keep motivated.
And it's amazing because a lot of people say you lose that cardiovascular capacity so quickly. And I can attest to that because when the mask mandate or the stay-at-home mandate, we were allowed to go outside. I started walking my 6 miles again. And boy, a mile felt like, a large feat. But the good news is when you start again, your body hasn't adapted to that, and then you'll see results faster.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe there is a muscle memory, but when you start after stopping for a while, you feel like your have body aches, a lot of body aches in the first few days. So you feel like, no, I will not do it again. I've witnessed that. I've tried for 15
Especially at
years,
my
maybe
age.
I'm on and off. I'm on and
Especially
off
at my
exercising honestly for the last 15 to 20 years, so I know all that.
I hear you.
too.
But once everything starts working again, it's great and everything
It's amazing.
becomes conditioned.
Yes. The DML, yes, about office working people. I think we got this question. I hope it was clear for you and Tayyip G.
Dear, did I say that right? Nice to meet you.
Yes. Nice to meet you. Yeah, Maria is saying she needs your daughter help. So please share. Share. She needs some shared effort from your daughter's 2 days to return work. I need your daughter expertise from Maria. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And the one thing is nobody can spot reduce. And, I'm putting out some more videos and things of that nature. I'm going to go over some techniques and the form. So I think that the form is, and yes, she needs your expertise probably too.
I think that would be of great help. Yeah. Tell us, Paulina.
Kind of like what my mom said. I just try to exercise the whole body more.
Great.
I usually start with walking or going on the treadmill and jog, because I just feel like it gets the inertia going and it's a good warm up. And then you can have days though where you say, I want to work on my arms more, my legs more, but it'll get the whole thing in order, basically.
Great, Paulina. So there are some also misconceptions about age and exercise. Tell us about that. Is there a certain age that you have to stop exercising, or this is a myth that you can exercise your whole life, right?
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
it's recommended too. I did a post. It was interesting because back in the 80s, at least where I lived in Florida, the concept was, you just retired, you sit around and enjoy life. But it made the people that I saw obviously sicker because they were in the hospital or they nursing. But the exercise actually helps the brain so much that they found not a cure for any of the Alzheimer's or those types of dementias, but they said that it will halt it. It can halt it, the progression of it, to have that exercise and that circulation. So it does so many. It's like medicine. It really is.
Yes. I think as people get retired because they're used to a work routine, it's they should exercise, because if they stay at home, I think it will make them like eventually be sad. Maybe I don't want to say like die quickly, or I don't want to say that, but really it's that's the truth. That's the hard truth. Yeah.
And a lot of when I moved to Southern California, most of my patients in the beginning, I couldn't believe it. They were like, "Yeah, I'm only 76. I've run 6 marathons," and
Wow.
and you would see these people, and they were cyclists and all kind of. They were very extremely active people, and it was just so enlightening to me. And I took their lead, and they gave me a lot of advice over the years. And
Yeah,
I
as you
really
said, we get inspired from this kind of people. They are amazing.
Yes. And they're like, and they said, it's nothing extraordinary I'm doing. I'm just doing what I always did within normal limits. I understood my parameters, what I shouldn't do, and not try to go out and be, like I was doing the CrossFit, maybe, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. But, at one point you're jumping up on those plyo boxes and it didn't serve my spine anymore. So you have to say bye. and just do what works for you.
Yeah, I think by age you get that experience, you get what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Because any kind of injury, I think at older age, it's harder to cure than the younger age.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Pragmat is saying that meditation is the best way to manage the mental and physical health. What do you think? Yeah.
Meditation. Yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, Prag. That's such a key point. And I incorporate that in a lot of my classes at the end of class, and with my one-on-one clients, because a lot of people have anxiety or at least apprehension.
Yeah.
And to do that deep breathing, I've been so fortunate to learn about that. I remember I would do that back at a hospital I worked at in Providence, Rhode Island in 1988. And everybody was really calm after, even a lot of the stroke patients and things like that. And it's good for us all. Just to remember to stop and build it in and do it is the key. But you make a very valid point. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Prag. Thank you so much.
It just makes you feel refreshed the rest of the day, like mentally refreshed, basically.
Absolutely.
Totally. Yes. Isabella joining us from USA. Thank you, Isabella, for joining us.
Hi, Isabella. Nice to meet you. And she's a MS. I wonder what in. I wonder if she's in my profession.
See, she's a professional in leadership meetings and roundtables. She has a lot of experience, and she's an author. She's a great person.
Wow, that's awesome.
I recommend you to connect with her. You will. She's amazing. Isaac joining us from Kenya. Isaac, so thank you for joining us late. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Isaac.
I never know the
Tareen from Canada. Yeah, sorry, Debbi. Tareen is joining us from Canada. You also know your limits and understand your body better. Thank you, Tareen. Thank you for joining us. A great coach also from Canada.
Hi, Tareen. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Tareen. Thank you. Thank you so much. So tell us also about the body acceptance concept is becoming more open nowadays. How does this play into a healthy lifestyle?
Yeah, so there's a people that have struggled with their weight, like I have, there's some social stigma to that, and you can be shunned. I've been told by a lot of people, they've been bullied and put down, and it really affects their self-esteem. The magazines, looking at somebody that's a size 1, it's perfect if you're a size 1, that's wonderful, but for people that carry extra weight, they feel differently about that. And so, I think that there's a push to do that. I think also, trying to stay healthy. I know a lot of people that exercise on a regular basis. They eat well, but they just carry, extra weight, and their lab work is stellar. They show me, and I'm like, and I've seen thinner, I know thinner people that their lab work, they wish that it looked like that. So I guess it's not judging a book by a cover. And, sometimes I hear comments like from people, oh, not at the gym I go to now, but in the past, you're so heavy. Like, why are you at the gym? Well, that's exactly why they're at the gym. And I've heard it said to me personally, and it hurts your feelings. It really does. Because, nobody wakes up and asks to be overweight or fat or struggle, and it's just something that's handed to you. But once you figure out the tools that you need to get there, and having, kindness, a lot of people are maybe going through different things. And I know one of the famous models, she's a plus size model, Ashley Graham. Her husband's actually a renowned trainer. And she works out every single day. And she's just she says, I'm a big girl in her own words, and, very healthy. And, so just to look at somebody and say, oh, well, they're carrying extra weight, they're not healthy, is just to put it out there and create that awareness, and just to be kinder to people who are.
Yes, be kind always, like you're saying, and everybody's on his own journey. And I think don't compare yourself to anybody, even if you're going to the gym, because you see people who are extra fit and you're far away from that, but don't care. You just follow your journey and look day in, day out with your what are you doing? Are you losing weight? Are you carrying more weights? Follow your own journey and your own path. That's my advice.
And conversely, I know people who appear to be super fit, and they tell me they struggle, because they feel like it's a full-time job. Some of them work out 4 or 5 hours a day. They restrict their calories so much, they dehydrate. And so that's the other end of the spectrum. Although they look great, you don't know what's going on inside.
Right.
Zach saying thanks for the warm welcome. Thank you, Zach. You're always welcome to the show. Dareen is saying I've gained COVID 20 pounds and took me a while to adjust to my new body. It has become my new normal. So yeah, it's the same subject that we were talking about. And Dareen, I have to say you're amazing. If you gain 20, 100 pounds, you're an amazing person. So that's my message to you.
That's right.
Dareen is saying yes, she loves Ashley.
Ashley Graham. Yeah.
So let's go to your relation with your beautiful daughter Pauline, and how does she feel intimidated that you are following her on LinkedIn or on social media? Or tell us about your relation, how you're managing. I know that she's your marketing director for your business. Tell us about this lovely love-hate relationship between mother and a daughter.
I don't feel intimidated. I'm actually glad that she follows me, and I feel like I learn a lot from her. Great. And she's supportive of what I try to do. Even though I have many failures.
You don't. You're good. No, I'm the failure queen. She helps me a lot. Sometimes things get tense. It's never perfect because I'm running out the door to clients and she's trying to, do this and that. And she helps me with all the tech stuff because I admit I'm somewhat of a novice, even though I try to edify myself with this stuff.
No, you're fine.
But it's just something that is time consuming. And I've learned from, leaders like you, Ahmed, and here on LinkedIn about time management, what we should be putting our resources into and making things flow smoothly, like in your business. So I really appreciate that. I'm inspired here every day by those kind of techniques.
Same, like just learning from everybody. And then I feel like too, the fact that we kind of share the circles of the social media, it can make the relationship stronger actually, because they know both of us.
Yeah, that's a good way to think. And then on Instagram though, she has her own people she went to high school, college with, and I kind of have my older crowd over there. So, but on LinkedIn, it's more shared.
Amazing.
We love LinkedIn.
Yeah, between you both. Yeah, and it really shows, and it's great that of course you're both helping each other on LinkedIn and social media and on business. That's really amazing. Ahmad Hassan shares the same feeling with me. Great mom and great daughter. Thank you, Ahmad Hassan.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Osama also saying you are all awesome. Awesome.
Thank you, Osama. Very nice of you.
So, how did LinkedIn help your business? As our one of our final questions, how do you find the platform so far? And how is it helping you and your business finding clients, helping clients that you get clients, meet extra clients from it? Tell me about it.
Well, a lot of my contacts that I know here in Los Angeles are on here, and I think they've mentioned to me, well, I saw your post and I thought of you for this client. So I'm very blessed to have that relationship. And then just meeting a lot of people, as you've said on your video, Ahmed, Divya's show, that meeting people outside of your industry, that was one of the things that stuck with me, and I concur, and just getting to know people is just amazing, because you never know where your next opportunity may come from. And I really have learned from so many people on here about the branding, to provide value. And I think that's the main reason why I'm here. And my older clients have stayed with me. I've had them like since the beginning of time. Their families want me to continue coming so they don't fall down, end up in the hospital, and it's good social interaction. And then I've been able to give people some feedback here on LinkedIn, which I've been very blessed to do. And I've met people that have helped me with my business. I've bought books. I bought a book from, Rabbi Klein. I've learned, because I see people, it's an ecumenical kind of community in nursing and what I do. And so I like to learn about different cultures and different religions. So I bought books here. I've watched healthcare. I watch a lot of the doctors. And in that way, it's helped me grow educationally. I think a lot of them are wonderful. There's so much, Dr. Jackson and Dr. Dan, and they're just giving out such wonderful information. So, and
great. Yes, great. I can say I'm blessed to have you both in my network, and you're both doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. We're blessed. Same. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Maria is saying we're focusing on Cuba on childhood obesity. I think it's a worldwide concern. Yes. Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with Maria. Finally, for both of you, do you have any questions for me before we go? And we don't want to end, of course, this beautiful conversation.
It seems to have gone very quickly. What are in your future? Are you going to expand your show? Is this something that you would take to more of a broader audience to bring?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question, actually. Yes, I started the show because I wanted to inspire people and inspire myself by meeting different influencers and a lot of people from different industries, like you, like people from my industry, from supply chain, from marketing, and it's going and it's growing, and thanks God, the people are liking it, and people are influenced with what's doing. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll take it to podcast, maybe I'll take it to other platforms. Let's see what the future holds, but I'm happy with the progress so far, and the feedback from people, and having amazing people like you on the show. That's what all it counts for me.
You're doing a great job. I liked with your interviews with Michael Ray and
Philippa.
She's a Philippa Anderson fan.
Yeah.
We love Philippa.
Yes, we love Philippa. Philippa's amazing. Yes, yes. She's an
Totally. The gentleman, Antoli.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the first ones I saw. Yeah, you have just such a diverse guest list, and we appreciate it.
I always learn a lot from each individual. Like, I love how it's so diverse, and you can just really absorb everything.
Yeah.
It's great to see that you're following the show and one of the show fans. So thank you so much for following the show, really. And I'm so happy and glad that you're both with us here on the show today. Aya Fikri from Egypt is loving this collaboration. It's very
Very
inspiring
nice
and adding value. Thank you, Aya.
Oh,
thank you so
thank
much
you.
for joining us. Aya is a great professional from Egypt, and one of my good friends. Thank you, Aya.
Nice to meet
Yes,
you.
awaiting. Yes, Aya, for sure. Soon.
Beautiful.
Ahmed, thank you for the beautiful conversation. Yeah, thanks for everyone who joined us, and thank you, Debbie and Paulina. I hope you have a great day. So see you all, and thank you so much. Thank you for joining the show.
You have a
Thank you.
beautiful
Take care.
day or evening
Thank
wherever
you.
you are, and we're praying for India.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Prayers for India, and we hope that this goes away soon, COVID. Thank you all. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.